Hello friends, I'm Vikram from eZeon Technologies. Welcome to my Java tutorial series. My today's topic is list and array list. In previous video, I have described the collection API. If you missed that video, I have added the link in description. Please check. I recorded the same video in Hindi language also, and the link is given in the description. Let's quickly go through the collection hierarchy. So at the top level, you will see the collection object here, and list is derived from the collection. So list is a child interface, and ArrayList and vector are the two popular implementation, whereas ArrayList is the most popular and we recommend to use ArrayList in most of the scenarios. Now let me talk about the definition of the ArrayList. So ArrayList is a resizable collection, means when you are adding new element the size will be increased, and when you are removing the elements the size will be reduced, right? And it can accept any type of objects. Like this, if you are declaring the array list like this, it can accept the employee, integer, string. If you are declaring the generic type, it will accept the specific type. For example, inside the angle bracket, if you type this string, all these strings will be supported inside this particular array list object. And the array list is an ordered collection. It is maintaining all the objects properly inside through the index. So sequential collection, just like array. ArrayList are unsorted, and ArrayList is asynchronous. If you are talking about vector is synchronous in terms of multi-threading, means multiple thread can access the ArrayList concurrently. You can add duplicate values in the ArrayList, and null value is also supported here, and key value pair is not applicable for ArrayList. So these are 9 points I have described in the introduction video, and the applicable points I have highlighted in this slide. Okay, inside the memory we are not adding object inside another object. They are created separately in memory, and their hash code is added inside the array list. So in my example, string is this object here, string object. Its hash code is 111, which is added in the array list like this. So all these objects are added not inside the object directly, through they are connected with each other through their references or hash code. Let's jump to the code. You can use any of your favorite IDE. Here I am using NetBeans. So first I am going to create a project here, which is a simple Java project, and let me call this collection demo app. Okay, it has created one main class for me. I'm going to remove these two. And I'm going to create a package here. It's a good practice to use package to keep your classes organized. So my package is net.eZeon. The right practice is you should use the reverse domain for the package name. So this is my package, and I'm going to create a main class here. Let me call this list demo. So this is my main class. I'm going to remove this template automatically generated here. Now I'm going to declare a list of string, and list of string, let me name this variable. This is list, and I'm going to use this ArrayList implementation. ArrayList implementation I'm using here, and you can import this list here. This is important. Okay, now you can see here list and ArrayList. So list is an interface, and the reference of type interface can point to its implementation object. This is a right practice to use. Declaration of interface and the implementation must be the class. Okay, so you can choose any implementation for this list. So I'm using here ArrayList implementation. You can use here vector also, but I'll talk about vector very soon. So ArrayList implementation I'm using here. So using interface is actually very useful when you see the advantages of the loose coupling. So let me add some item in this list here. So I'm going to add here names. Let me add here a name. This is Amit, and list dot add Vinay, and this is list dot add, this is Ajay. I have added here 3 elements, and all 3 elements are strings because my list can contain the string object. So I have added 3 string objects. Let me print the values first. So let me print the list here and see what's the result. I can see 3 strings here, all 3 names I can see here. And the way it has printed here, the well formatted presentation it has listed here is from the toString method. Whenever you print some object like this, it is internally calling a toString method from the object you are using here. So ArrayList, from the ArrayList, it is calling a toString method, and whatever the returned is printed here. Okay, now I'm going to show you some more methods, useful methods here. List dot, I'm going to get the size, list dot size, this will print here 3 because I have 3 elements here, right? So actually inside the memory, when you see like this, the 3 elements are added here, 3 elements are added here. This is 0, this is 1, and this is 2, like this. So it is a sequential data structure list, array list. So that's why the elements are indexed properly 0, 1, 2. Right, now let me show you to get the element one by one through the index. So get the element from the index 0. When you are asking the element from 0, you will get here Amit, because Amit is located at the 0th index. Similarly, you can get some more elements from different index. Suppose I want to access 2, index 2, you will get Ajay 0, 1, 2. So you will get here Ajay. Now when you try to access the element from 3, so there is no such index 0, 1, 2. The last index is 2. There is no 3 here. So you will get here some exception, index out of bounds exception, because there is no such index 3 exist. So I cannot use this. And now I'll tell you some more way to access the elements one by one. For example, to access all these values through the loop, you can use this for loop, and you know the size here, list dot size method. This will give the size, and you can get the elements one by one using this list dot get method for the given index. So we will get here all the values one by one. So we have got the values here, 3 values. Let me put the separator here. So this is a simple way. I'm using the this is simple loop I have used here. Okay, so we can get the values here through the simple loop one by one. Now we can use the alternative techniques here, like we can use the for each loop. So let me show you the for each loop. This is generally we are using, depends on the use cases, you can use the different approach. I'll show you the for each loop here. For each loop is simple. We will get here element. So element of type string. Why this type string? Because the list is containing the string elements. So you will get here all the elements one by one. So the loop will run for each element here. So Amit, Vinay, and Ajay, we can get the values here, right? We have one more method here to fetch the data, which is an iterator method. So I'll use the third method here, the iterator. So I'll declare here one iterator. I'll declare the iterator object here of type E. E stands for the element. So the type is string here in my case. So this is iterator, and we can get the iterator instance from the list.iterator method. This method returns the iterator, and I can use here while loop to get one by one elements. So there are 2 methods here. Iterator.hasNext. This method returns true when there is a next element present in the list, and this it.next method provide the element from the list. So here when there is true means the element present and you can fetch that element, and when the has next method return false, you will come out from the loop. So this is the way you can print one by one element through the iterator. So we can get here iterator. There is one more list iterator available here for fetching the element in the reverse order. But I'm going to talk about more methods in ArrayList. So I'm going to create a copy for this ArrayList demo. Let me call this ArrayList demo 2, and I'm planning to remove this code. What's wrong? Okay, so this is, we have 3 elements, Amit, Vinay and Ajay in the list. Okay, now I'm going to add some more element here in the list using the to the specific index. Add element at index 1. So index 1, at the index 1 I'm going to add here Mukesh as out, and this is list. I'm going to print. You will see here Mukesh is added at the index 1. Earlier the index at the index 1 there was Vinay, and now at the index 1 Mukesh is entered here, and the Vinay and Ajay both are shifted to the next location. So as we already know about the list, it is a resizable. So when you are adding the element somewhere in the middle or at the end, it is automatically increasing the size, and in my case it has shifted the element to the next location. One more example I would like to add here. Just I'm going to add Ajay at index 1, at the again index 1. So Ajay will be entered in the place of Mukesh, and Mukesh will be shifted to the next location. Look at this. So I have added here Ajay at index 1, and then this whole set of list Mukesh, Vinay and Ajay shifted to the next position. So this is how the list is working. We have some more methods here, some simple methods we use here, like array this list dot index of. We have already used these similar methods in string. Index of, I would like to get the index of Vinay. So let me get the index of Vinay. So what is the list here? Final list Amit, Ajay, Mukesh, Vinay. So Vinay is located at index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So we will get here 3. This will get the index 3, right? We can use here a method, one more method we are using here, which is this list dot is empty. This method returns true if there is no element present in the list. In my case, this is false because we have elements in the list. It's very useful. Now I'm going to show you few more methods, like we can use a replace method here. We can use a method here to replace some element. For example, list dot, I'm going to, the method name is set, and for index 1 I'm going to change the name to Vikram. So what is the element, what is the current element at index 1? At index 1 there is Ajay. I'm going to replace Ajay by name Vikram. So this is actually the replace. And now to print the final list here, you will get here Vikram, and this Ajay is replaced by Vikram, and all other elements will be as it is. Okay, so this is how you can replace the specific element. Then we can use a remove method here. This is list dot remove. You can remove this specific object here. For example, I would like to remove Vinay. So Vinay is available in the list here, and I have removed this Vinay, and I'm going to print the elements here, print the list. Look at this, the Vinay is removed here and the Ajay is Ajay has taken its place. So it's a resizable list, right? So this is how you can remove the element by using the specific object. In my case, it is a string object. There are other options to remove the element like list dot remove. You can use the remove specific index. You can pass the index. Remove 0 means 0 is the index. The very first element will be removed from the list when you are passing the. Look at this. So at 0 there was Amit and it is now removed, and you have got only 3 elements remaining here. So this is how the list is working. There are other options available to remove all the elements, like there is a clear method which will remove all the elements from the list and it will empty your list. This is how we can see. I'm going to show you one more option. So suppose we have one more list here of string, and this is, let me call this list 2, and I'm going to add 2 more values here. New array list, sorry, just a minute. This is array list, and I'm going to add here list dot add some values. I'm going to add here. This is Anurag, and this is Pankaj. 2 more names I have added in the list, and I'll print this list also, list 2. Okay, you will get here one more list. So the previous list is this one, and this is the new list. Okay, now I'm going to show you a method which will merge these 2 lists. So this is list dot add all. Add all is a method which is going to add the element from list 2. So all the elements from list 2 is now copied in the list 1. So you will see here some merge operation. So you will get here elements added in the list 1. So Anurag and Pankaj, actually from the list 2 they are added in the list 1. So this is how you can add the new elements, right? So there are some more methods to remove all the values, like list dot remove all. So there is a method here. You can remove the specific object, or you can remove the elements. There are some more methods. There are is there any method to remove clear? This is the method is going to remove all the values here. I'll show you this clear. So all the elements will be deleted here, and now you can check this. Okay, you have got nothing here. All the elements are deleted here, right? So there are different operations, the different methods available here based on the specific requirement. So I'm going to comment just for now because I'm going to use these elements. Now, do we have elements available here? Yes, we have these elements. I would like to tell you one more method here. So to check the contains, list dot contains. So I would like to check, is there any Vikram present in the list? So contains, it will return true if the Vikram is present in the list. Yes, so Vikram is present in the list, that's why it is true. I can also check this contains Anurag. Remember, it is a case sensitive. So Anurag, is there any Anurag present in the list? Definitely it is there, because we have merged the list 2 in list 1, so we will get here true. So if you are using some case sensitive, for example, let me name this Anurag G capital, so it will return here false because it is a case sensitive comparison. So remember, so this is how the overall list is working. One more point I would like to mention here. Suppose instead of the array list, I can use one more implementation, which is a vector. So this is another implementation I'm going to experiment here. This is vector I'm going to use here. Vector, you have to import the vector, you need to import this. So I have imported this. So either you can import like this every class one by one, or you can mark here star. So I personally like individual import, but star is also good. Now see, is there any difference in your output, there is no difference. It is exactly working like your array list. So the advantage of using interface is you can change the implementation anytime without modifying a lot of things in the implementation area inside the usage. So this is very useful way. It is something called loose coupling in the programming. But what is the difference then array list and vector? So the array list is a asynchronous collection. Asynchronous means when multiple threads are operating on the same object, it is permitted in the array list. So this is very effective and very fast. So all the asynchronous objects are fast. So when you are talking about the vector, it is a synchronous. So synchronous objects means when multiple threads are accessing this, multiple threads are not allowed to access this object concurrently. So these synchronous objects are not permitting multiple threads concurrently, means they will work one by one. If you are trying to read and delete at the same time, the vector will not permit, but array list will permit this operation. So reading and deleting at the same time will be the problem. So in such cases, in such scenarios, it is not recommended to use the array list. So for that case, you can choose the vector, but vector is slow in terms of performance. So any object which is synchronous, which will slow down the performance. So sometime we do not recommend to use the synchronous object in the programming. There are different alternative methods to achieve this synchronization if there are some specific scenario in the projects. So I think this is enough discussion for this particular video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See you in next video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye bye.